And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It has been quite a broadcast tonight, wrapping up with ESL Asia and then just jumping right into Massive Coliseum. And now we are here with our final series of the night with ByuN versus Reynor in a TVZ. ByuN, of course, just now coming off the back of a win in ESL Asia as ByuN took down Solar 3-2. It was a best-of-5 finals in ESL Open Cup Asia, and ByuN was able to take it in the end, was able to bring Solar down. But that was the best of 5. It was very back and forth. It was very chaotic. A lot of proxies. A lot of cheese. A lot of cheese out of ByuN in that series. But now we're here in a best of 3. And it's a little bit riskier to go for cheese. A little bit riskier to really get away with some stuff like that. ByuN a little bit tired, yawning. But it's been a long day for him. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have for Shopify, ByuN. And in the top left, we have for Team Basilisk, it is Reynor. Now, if you've been watching recently, you would know that Reynor has been very fond of 15-15s in this matchup, very fond of 15-15 openers in ZvT. He is doing so once again. Meanwhile, we do see shout out to the sponsors to order for ByuN, Tidal, and Honkai Star alongside Doyu. Big shout out to our lovely sponsors. ByuN are going to be opening up double racks. It's going to be 2 racks Reaper out of ByuN. Meanwhile, 15-15 out of Reynor. Now, the way this dynamic works, Reynor, he will have faster queens. Oh yeah, ByuN, stay awake. It is late in Korea. It is late. Stay awake, ByuN, stay awake. But we do see that Reynor with this opener, he will have delayed gases. He gets faster queens, late gases. So relatively safe way to open up. It is a little bit greedy just because you're delaying gases, you're fixated and prioritizing mineral production. The downside here is with your late gases, that means late link speed, and that means that these Reapers can get even more damage done. They can have a stronger presence for longer. So we'll see how Reynor can deal with this. We'll see how it can deal with the 2-Rax Reaper as they are moving out, or getting ready to move out. Meanwhile, the Overlord Scout should be confirming this. Should be, but not quite yet. We're getting there. As it is at least in position to spot the Reapers as they do move across the map. And based on its positioning, you should confirm the 2-Rax Reaper as well. Queens are in production. Gas now being taken by Reynor. Again, very late gas, very late link speed. But he should be contained to 2 bases. The goal of ByuN's build is to contain Reynor to 2 bases for as long as he can. And maybe even get a drone kill. Maybe. We'll see. So we go, ByuN does slip in. Does slip into the main base. Is looking for some drone damage and doesn't quite get one. Clutch Spore there from Reynor, keeping it alive. Meanwhile, the Reaper here dipping in between the bases. Oh, does take some extra hits. Oh my god! ByuN overextending, and you can see the reaction there on the camera is not ideal here. Losing 1 Reaper already, and suddenly Reynor can expand. Reynor can take his 3rd. ByuN behind this, going for 2 CCs, going for his natural and his 3rd base. Very greedy follow-up here by ByuN, but just a lapse in control there. And Reynor, instead of throwing down a base, he goes for roaches. Let's go. Going to be going for a roach follow-up instead. So 2-base roach out of Reynor does make a lot of sense, especially with a 15-15, because the gases are so late, because link speed is so late, may as well skip it, may as well go for roaches. And what is scary is that this follow-up roach push here can take control of the natural, and it can shut down these upgrades. The upgrade from ByuN. Oh boy. So ByuN, he's in a bit of trouble right now, and he's still in the dark, still doesn't know what's going on. Does not know what's going on. As roaches are on the way. 4 so far. There we go. 5, 6. We should be going for a 9 roach push, I imagine. Going to be 6 for the time being. Okay, only 6. We only have 6 roaches, and we're going to be joining. Now, with these roaches, we can, of course, threaten that natural. There is very little to defend back at home. We have a handful of Marines, but not much else. As Reaper dips in and does spot the roaches. Big scout. There we go. Ravagers are on the way. Reynor, he is pushing. ByuN is aware. Now, the question becomes, can Reynor snipe Stim? That's going to be huge. Oh, he catches the Reapers. Gets one. Big catch. Gets a Reaper. Gets the second Reaper as well. ByuN, oh god, this is not looking good. Does have a bunker on the way. This is typically how ByuN does respond to this. A bunker outside the wall. And the bunker should finish. It's going to be close. Up! And it will barely finish in time. And with that, ByuN is going to hold. But remember, behind this, it was only 6 roaches. And Reynor has been happily joining this entire time. He's hoping to force an overreaction. Now, this does mean that ByuN is safe. He finishes Stim. He starts up combat shields. But ByuN is also stuck at home. Now, to be fair, ByuN is okay with this because it was a 3cc build. And now Reynor confirms it. He's like, he sees a 3rd CC. He's aware that roaches didn't really achieve too much. The overload goes down. And ByuN is soon about to move out with that double drop. The double drop of Marines. Here we go. You have double Evo chamber on the way as well for Reynor to get into 1-1. I'm really curious if he's going to go into range or melee. Very curious if he intends to commit to Roach Ravager or to transition into Ling Bane. Show us what you got. If it was Ling Bane, we would have seen Ling Speed by now. Speaking of, there's Ling Speed. He's on the way. Is on the way as we do see Reynor pushing out with his double drop. He's going to be maneuvering across the map. Does catch a couple of tumors. ByuN getting some tumors, but not achieving too much else. +1 carapace, and there it is. +1 melee. We're going to Ling Bane. Ling Bane is on the horizon. Double drop finding an Overlord. Oh, does get it. Overlord goes down. We're pulling back with the double drop. Baliness is on the way again. We saw the melee upgrade, so we know it's Ling Bane for Reynor, or Ling Bane Roach Ravager at least. A very robust army here in the mid game. And ByuN is just trying to find a way in. Now, we've seen ByuN a lot on hard lead. We've seen a lot of late game from ByuN in TVZ on hard lead. We could be going there again. It's possible. Is possible as we do dive in. We take down the Spore, get a couple of drones. Pretty good damage so far. This drop is going to be forced back. But 3 worker kills. Behind this, we can see Reynor taking up into an infestation bit. This should be for Fast Hive and Fast Adrenal, alongside Fast Vipers. So he is just rushing into that. Likewise, nice catch out of ByuN. Gets a good chunk of Lings. Shaves off some Lings. This is establishing his 3rd base. Hive is on the way, as we mentioned, with that fast infestation. Leads to Fast Hive for Adrenal and Vipers. Meanwhile, ByuN is establishing himself on the 3 bases. We have a 4th CZ on the way, so we're not going for a 3 base all in. ByuN, he's not 8-raxing or anything like that. He's just getting ready to turtle up into a 4th. He's working on that next step. So we push forward, we clean up a lot of those tumors. Backing up, rotating around. Again, ByuN is not really committing here, but good target firing. Oh my god. Gets 2 Bailings. Pretty good. Pretty good damage so far. Outside of that, just still heavily relying on drop play as ByuN is just building up on 4 bases. Likewise, Reynor working towards the Hive, which just now finished. And there it is, 3 Vipers are on the way. Interesting that Reynor, he's prioritizing Vipers over Adrenal, but there it is, Adrenal alongside them. So a pretty big power spike on the horizon here for Reynor as he's about to max out. He is about to max out at this point. So here we go. Double drop once again, threatening that main base. Main push through the left-hand side. Oh, the medevac. Full medevac's gonna go down. Meanwhile, we catch a lot of lings. This is a good trade for ByuN. A lot of lings do go down, but here come the banelings. Mine shot goes off. Shave off a couple of those drones, but the drop in the main. Oh, it's lived? Wait, what? How? How did that medevac survive? I thought for sure it was gonna go down. And ByuN is getting ready for a tri-pronged attack. He has the main army through the center. He's got a double jump on the right and a double jump towards the left. The medevacs, once again, they boost past the queens. They barely make it in. Vipers are on the way. The Vipers, no! They overextend! One Viper goes down. We get two. Oh, the second Viper barely survives. But a good catch from ByuN. Gets a fresh Viper. Drop coming back into the main. Medevac finally goes down, but we get the queen, and we could dive even further. We could still get that Viper. The spawning pool! No shot. The spawning pool goes down. We deny Adrenal. A big snipe there. A big catch by ByuN. Denies Adrenal. We have the Ultra Cavern done, kind of splitting on the way. But that is a big loss for Reynor. A big delay. ByuN is drop play getting out of hand a little bit here. Can we bounce back? Oh, medevac doesn't get cleaned up. Big power bomb. Oh, but we catch some queens. We got one. We get two. Two queens go down. Banelings, they get some connections. Oh, decent splits out of ByuN, but he does take some banelings to the face. Tanks, they do siege. One tank goes down, but we have three more in the back line. Marauders, they dive into the mineral line. Clutch transfuse, but an ultra goes down. Expensive losses here for Reynor. We lose the ultras. We stim on forward. We catch a queen. We catch ravagers. Oh my god, we're losing far too much. And ByuN, he's pushing through. They have links to reinforce. Vipers coming in for some power bombs. Not too bad, but again, without banelings, what can we do here? ByuN is just trading so efficiently. He's breaking through. He takes down the base, and he will get the mineral line as well. 10 workers and counting go down. Again, Reynor, he has a similar army supply, but the quality isn't there. He needs banelings. He needs banelings. He needs ultras. 20 drones go down, and ByuN is snowballing out of control. The ultras just now coming in. The ultras have arrived. But there are still so many marauders with this. It looks like with the help of the ultras, though, we're finally breaking through. 2, 3 ultras go down. Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough. And Reynor just cannot keep up with this snowball. He cannot keep up with the army with a rally of ByuN. Massive mine shots. They go off, they take down another ultra. Oh, we force some friendly fire. Oh. Yeah, ByuN, you can see his reaction there on cams. Wasn't quite fond of those winter mines. It does mean that Reynor, he's barely holding on. He's surviving. And yeah, ByuN has to back off. Honestly, if it wasn't for those winter mines killing the Marines, then ByuN could have kept pushing and he would have broken into the mineral line. 100% he would have broken in. But alas, he was forced to retreat, clearing up some more creep. Getting another queen. Potentially another base. He wants it. He's going to get it. Massive mine shots. The banelings go down. And again, without banelings, we cannot fight this. We need some splash damage. We need something to deal with the mass bio, whether it's banelings or whether it's fungal growths. They both have the same role. And we just can't deal with it. So another base goes down. Ultra's coming in. Another base is denied, and Reynor, he's just being pulled apart left and right. He cannot keep up with the multitasking of ByuN. Not like this. Val's going to be connecting. But yeah, the mine shots they're getting out of control. The mine shots are becoming too much. Oh my god, once again a juicy connection on the Ling main. We yoink a ghost. But fighting off a creep like this is never a good thing for Zerg. Not like this. As Reynor is down to 72 workers, he's down to 4 hatcheries. He's trying desperately to get a 5th. He He's trying to get a 5th base up and running. Meanwhile, ByuN happily on 5 bases. Just chilling, comfortable, rallying everything. Reynor, he hasn't had any breathing room to harass. He hasn't been able to go across the map. Not in quite some time. The army's a bit overstimmed. Bit of a miss rally there by ByuN as well. We shave off the Lings. The Ultras, they're holding on. Good Blinding Cloud here on some of those Marines. We take down a Ghost. Do take down a Ghost. Expensive losses for ByuN. Finally, the Ultras trading well. Oh, he scans. Oh, he sees the 5th. There are the Infestors. This is what we've been waiting for. Again, without Fungals, without Infestors, like, these have been some rough trades for Reynor. Some very rough trades. Infestors will help if we can connect. That's the thing. There is a back and forth. There is a bit of a dance that we do have to undergo here for ByuN and Reynor. As we do see some big bathing connections. Finally a fungal. That's what we needed. Big fungal growth there on the bio. Reynor, he's holding. he's surviving. The problem here is that, sure, the fungals are helping Reynor survive the bio, but here comes the next transition. 2 more starports. Liberators are on the way. This is what ByuN has been missing. This is what ByuN has been avoiding. But liberation is upon us. Freedom is here. Freedom is all we need. Fungal grazes the army. Oh my god. Snipes it too good. We take down an Ultra. We deny another base. Oh, Bailey's connecting with Marauders. Not ideal. Yeah, Reynor is falling apart a little bit. He's being pulled apart left and right once again. Base is falling. And Infestor gets picked off. Ultras as well. ByuN just has no chill. Oof. Double fungal on the same medevac. And all ByuN has to do is deny the base. Deny the 5th over and over again. And trade well in doing so. Snipes more Ultras. Liberators have arrived. And what is the answer to the Libs? What shoots up? Nothing. Nothing shoots up. There are no Hydras. There are no Corruptors. We have a handful of Queens and Parasitic Bombs. Oh, and the Libs are going ham. The Ultras, they chase us back all the way to the Planetary. A big overextension here by Reynor, but it's all he can do. He has to. Otherwise, he has nothing else left. Big mine shots go off. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Oh, ByuN does take the first game. And honestly, it all came down to his first big push, where he was able to catch Reynor before he was really able to get things going. It was a lot of the mine shots, really. The mine shots were trading so well against the Banelings, and at a certain point, Reynor never had more than like 6 Banelings. Like, he was just always on the back foot, trying to get into Ultras, and ByuN was all over him, just pulling him apart, and just never giving Reynor any breathing room. GG. Solid game there out of ByuN. Reynor just having a hard time keeping up with the speed of ByuN and the pushes as well. Like, the moment that Reynor broke was when ByuN, remember, he had a double drop in the main, he had a double drop pushing into the natural, and he had the main army threatening and denying the 5th. And it all worked out well for ByuN. He was sniping Vipers. Remember, he sniped the spawning pool, and he denied Adrenal. And he took down the 5th. Just everything going right there for ByuN. GG. And with that, ByuN needs one more uno mas to win this series. Meanwhile, Reynor needs to win this game to force the ace match. Can he do it? Can he pull it off? Can we fight back? We shall see. I mean, personally, I would love an ace match. I'd love this to go to this since, oh, wait, we're getting some caffeine. ByuN, fueled by Coke right now. Keeping him awake. He was drowsy earlier. He was yawning. There was some big yawns earlier. But now, we're back in this. We are back in this. See, ByuN's still a little bit tired. Remember, this is ByuN right after winning ESL Asia. Like, he just played in one tournament, bam, straight into another. No rest for ByuN. Fueled by Coke? Yeah. And here we go. We're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have the South Korean Terran. For Shopify, it is ByuN. And in the bottom right, we have its opponent. We have the Italian Zerg player, Reynor, for Basilisk. He plays in Wardy's tournament too. True. Yes. He plays in Wardy's tournament as well. So a long night here for ByuN. Reynor, once again, 2 games in a row. Reynor is going for a 15-15. It's a 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. Just to reiterate, for the people that weren't here earlier, again, this is a very stylistic choice from Reynor. Both Reynor and Shin rely on this a lot. Players like Solar and Serral, they sprinkle it in every now and then, but Reynor's really fond of it. Basically, with this opener, delayed gases, delayed link speed, we do delay tech, but in favor of delaying tech, we do get faster queens. So Reynor will have faster queens, and he will have faster access to lings. And he should be droning up quite heavily with this, skipping lings, and of course saturating his natural. Meanwhile, standard opener out of ByuN, not a 2 racks. So ByuN going for a racks expand, Reynor going for that 15-15. Now this typically leads into roaches. This is why last game Reynor opened roach and delayed link speed until like the 7-minute mark or something. It was just very late link speed. But Reynor was relying on queens and roaches in the early game of game 1. That is another option that he can go for here in game 2 based on his opener, or he can go into faster link speed. Like we have options. Reynor has options in how he wants to play. I imagine he wants to go roaches again, but we'll see. I do imagine it will be roaches. But now, now that the spawning pool is done, you can see that we have 2 queens on the way. Again, much faster than normal, and we are skipping lings. We're just droning up as much as we can. So we're just heavily reliant on queens to defend. Again, this has just been the go-to build for Reynor. Meanwhile, ByuN getting into a rack expand into his factory. Interesting to see a standard opener out of ByuN here. Reynor working on his 3rd. And Reynor is now taking his gases. I'm really curious to see where he spends his gas. Does he go for a fast roach warren? Does he go for link speed? Does he go for a fast lair? We'll see where Reynor does invest. Is this live or a replay? The cast is live. Hello. The cast is live, but this match was played like half an hour ago. Just because we did cast ESL Asia, and then after ESL Asia, we went straight into Masters Coliseum. But Masters Coliseum had already started, so we started at the beginning of Masters Coliseum, so we're like behind like 30 minutes or something. As a heads up. And here we go. Hellion's going to be zooming across the map. We do have a 1-1-1 opener here out of ByuN. Very aggressive, actually. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not used to seeing this, but a very aggressive build here by ByuN. 1-1-1. Delayed 3rd CC, so we're going to be focusing on Hellion and Banshee production. It'll be hyper aggressive here. Out of ByuN. His goal, of course, is to try to pull apart his opponents. Reynor has a massive amount of queens, and he opted to invest into link speed. Link speed is on the way. Which means no roaches. It is going to be Ling Bane for the time being. Queens are still amassing. We're going for a Hellion drop into the... Okay, you have my attention. It isn't just 1-1-1. We're going for a Hellion drop, which does get spotted by that Overlord. Lings are in position. Queens as well. Link speed kicks in just in time. And ByuN, ooh, good kiting though. He does shave off so many of these lings. Does miss one volley, but the lings, they will be cleaned up. They take down one Hellion. Good kiting out of ByuN. He did miss one shot, unfortunately, but regardless, does clean up the lings. Doesn't touch the economy, though. Doesn't touch the drones. Oh, as the drop is stuck here in between the bases. We do drop. Oh, God. And we barely unload. We get into the mineral line. We get 2 drones, but only 2 workers. Did force some lost mining time. Banshee's going to be coming in. Ooh, the spores are late. Uh-oh. The spores are late for Reynor. Banshee comes in. We're getting some drone kills. We are getting drone damage done, and these are softened up. No shot. They're softened up from the Hellions. 6 drones go down. 7. We're going to get 8. We're going to get 9. Can we get 10? Oh, just barely not. It's going to be 8 worker kills so far. We can get up. Odomas? Not quite. Whew, could have been so much worse. Could have been worse here, but this was still good damage done here from ByuN. Going from one to the other. Behind this, we have 2 more Raxes on the way. It's going to be a 3-Rax setup. 3-1-1, which is pretty standard. Ooh, as we try to get 1 more drone in the main, we do get 1 more. We get 2 more, so 10 worker kills in total. We got there in the end. 10 drone kills. Behind this, ByuN going for a delayed 3rd CC. So remember, this is good damage, but this is also very necessary damage because ByuN did delay his 3rd by going for a 1-1-1. So there's a bit of a give and take here, where ByuN's economy isn't as ideal as it otherwise would have been, but he's looking to gain momentum. And here we go. Sim is done, and he's moving out with his double drop. Medevacs, Marines, we are hitting the field. And our goal here is to deny creep. Maybe get into a mineral line, but more than anything, deny as much creep as possible. And the Banshee isn't done. Uh-oh. Banshee is not done. Threatens the main. Almost get another drone. As ByuN does push towards the south, clears up a couple of tumors, gets 3, gets 4. Will back up. So a good amount of tumors do get knocked down. Behind this, Lings, they do go for a massive counterattack. Nice catch out of Reynor. Very necessary here. He gets 4 SCVs and forces a lift. So a very nice counterattack. ByuN not quite in position to defend. He did have Marines to defend, by the way, but they're in between the bases. Not at the 3rd. So ByuN caught out of position. Behind this, getting into his 5-rack setup. 5 racks on 3 bases. Pretty standard setup here by ByuN. Likewise, Reynor getting to Ling Bane Hydra. He's been able to resaturate his bases up to 76, soon to be over 80 workers, 85 actually. So solid drone count. But ByuN has hit the field. Bailing speed finishing up just in time for this push. But how good are the mine shots going to be? Oh, big connections. Oh my god. The Bailings had a massive connection on the Marines. ByuN, a little bit too cavalier, takes Bailings to the face. And just like that, Reynor holds. Reynor in a good position. Sometimes all it takes is 1 good Bailing connection. Drop into the main gets denied. Bailing run by also gets dealt with. But ByuN, this timing was so important for him. And for him to be knocked away like that, it's pretty huge. Reynor, he's getting more and more comfortable. He's settling into this. Bailings, they crash on in, catching ByuN once again a little bit off guard. Yeah, this is falling further and further south. Bailings, they once again connect. ByuN is being cleaned up. He's going for a double jump across the map, but he lost so much here on the front lines. He's getting the queens, though. That's a lot of queens. Oh my god, gets 5, gets almost 6 queens. Big pickoffs here. Medevac will go down, but he trades with the Hydras. Gets 1 more Hydra before going down. Not the worst trade by ByuN, but if it wasn't for the Bailing connections earlier, I think he'd be okay. Like, ByuN is still on the back foot. He is still struggling. See Reynor coming back in. Yeah, rolling forward with his Ling Bane. Big mine shot. Oh my god. Pretty good mine connections, actually, by ByuN. Desperately trying to hold on. 6 workers did go down across the map. Looks like we had a counter drop or a counter mine drop even. ByuN, he's holding. He's fighting back. But Reynor has map control. He's got creep covering almost the entire map at this point, or more than halfway. 2-2's on the way. Hive as well for Adrenal, for Vipers. Again, Reynor looking quite comfortable. Now, pushing into these entrenched positions is going to be difficult. You can see ByuN shaking his head on cams there. The 4th base is late. He was hoping he would be a little bit more aggressive, but alas, he won't be able to. Now, just like the previous game, ByuN, he could try to out-multitask Reynor. That is true. He can try to pull him apart, dive into these mineral lines. We'll see if he can pull it off again. As Reynor, he's getting into Ling Bane, Hydra, into Lunkers as well. Lurker Den is on the way. Reynor, he's in position in the main. He won't allow ByuN in. But ByuN is going for a split push. So he's got a triple drop on the right-hand side. He's got his main army pushing towards the left. Can ByuN make some magic happen here? Hitting up some tumors. Dealing with some of this creep. A good fight out. Good fight from ByuN. Okay, the Ling Bane was lagging behind a little bit. That's a lot of Banelings on the way though. ByuN, he pulls back to the Winter Mines. Good connections on the Banelings. Good target firing as well. A good fight here out of ByuN. Picks up so many Banelings at the same time on the right-hand side. Massive mine shots. The Banelings do not connect, but there are some borrowed Banes. Show us! He scans! ByuN, he scans in time. He shuts down those borrowed Banelings. And just like that, ByuN, he wins on 2 fronts. He trades very efficiently, and he's back in this. Those fights were what he needed. Again, only 1 Baneling here with this army. Good target firing once again. ByuN, he can fight this. He can clean up these Lings. Ooh, mine shots go off and the Hydras are exposed. And ByuN, he is bouncing back so hard here. Reynor, he's in a lot of trouble. He's morphing in 7 Lurkers, morphing in a wave of Banelings, but he's not ready. Reynor, he's not ready for this. Bleeding out far too much. Those Lurkers looking very exposed. At the same time, ByuN, he breaks in. Breaks into the base. Big Baneling connections. Reynor, he deals with the main army, but he is losing a base. 5 workers go down. Oh my god. There's some borrowed Banelings right next to ByuN. They're right there. Oh god. No. Again, ByuN really just ramping up the aggression here, turning it on. Now, Reynor, he has gone into Lurkers. Lurkers will slow things down. He can hold the line. But how many Lurkers is the real question. Only 2. Uh-oh. 2 not going to be enough here. Looks like on the right-hand side, the drop was cleaned up. Meanwhile, ByuN going for the hatchery, going for the Lurkers. Both of them very low. ByuN is forced back. Reynor taking a supply lead here. ByuN just throwing away a little bit too much, especially the drop on the right-hand side. He lost so much supply there. Reynor bouncing back. The pendulum, it swings one way, then the other. Lurkers in position. Could be 5 Lurkers so far. We have 6 more on the way. Reynor, he is gaining a lot of ground here. These Lurkers, they're getting out of hand. Oh my god, so many Marines going down. A GG gets called. It's just too much. And Reynor, he bounces back, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. Ooh, GG. Oh my god. It was the Lunkers, probably the Lurkers. They morphed in just in time. Reynor barely able to hold on. Not just the Lurkers, to be fair. Again, Reynor, he was able to catch the medevacs on the right-hand side, was able to clean them up. A bit of miscontrol there out of ByuN. Maybe his own attention being spread thin. And with that, we're going to the ace match. We go from one of the smaller maps to one of the larger ones. We're going to be loading into Alcyone. Let's go. Also, a big shout out to Yoda Slim at the Papi. Big shout out to Yoda Slim. It's been a while, Papi. Been a while. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Over in the land of the Americas. Take care, Papi. Take care. Good to see you. Good to see you, Papi. Good to see you. But we are getting ready here for the final game. The final game of this series. The final game of the night. It all ends here. It all ends on Alkyone. Just go back from camping. You're always camping, Papi. You're always camping. Let's go. Oh no. What did you do? There's always a story that comes along with camping. Maybe you had a good time. Hope you're able to enjoy the outdoors. Oh. But good to hear. Good to hear. Again, we're getting ready here for that ace match. Looks like Reynor is just fixing some things on his end. Looks like we have lost his camera feed, but we'll get it back. We'll get it back. Oh, good. We'll get it back. And again, it all comes down to the ace match. It all comes down to our final game of the series. And when it comes to Alkyone, now that it's a larger map, we should be seeing some different openers. So far, Reynor has been relying on 15-15s, 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. He should not be going for that here on Alkyone. I feel like you can spread your wings and be a little bit greedier here. Likewise, ByuN has been very fond of proxying so far tonight, and I wonder if that's going to be the case here on Alkyone as well. There is a really brutal proxy location on the right-hand side of the map, on the other side of the mineral walls, so it's possible. ByuN could go for it. We'll see. For those that are curious, this is one of the largest maps in the map pool. A lot of bases, long rushes, and spike ground. It's not as large as Radisson Station, but we always veto Radisson. It's fine. Radisson Station, it's always vetoed anyway. But Alkyone is a very large map. Does lead very often to long macro games. Does lead to split map scenarios. And we could be getting into that here in Game 3. Could be getting in for a long one. Plenty of stories to come. Getting back into streaming, so I'll see you all more often. I'll be watching all the SG content from the Patos. Oh, gracias, papi, gracias. Yeah, I am. Katowice is on the horizon. It's in a couple of weeks. In like just under a month is Katowice, the World Finals. So it's a good kind of moment to come back, just so you can enjoy the big premiere event that's on the way. It'll be a big tournament. There's also going to be, fun fact, there's going to be a tournament in Houston, right? DreamHack Houston, if I'm not mistaken. In
Dallas.
Oh, sorry, there you go. It's all the same. So DreamHack Dallas is coming in a couple of months. Let's see, DreamHack Dallas 2024. It's going to be the 31st of May. 31st of May. DreamHack Dallas. StarCraft is going to be there. So you may be able to drop by. Yeah, let's go. It should be DreamHack Texas. There it is. Dave. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Shout out to Dave Tesla. I'll be there for sure. Yeah, let's go. Be there for it. As we are loading into the ace match and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkyone, we have our Korean Terran, ByuN, for Shopify. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Italian Zerg player. It is Reynor for Basilisk. Once again, going for the 15-15. I assumed that he would be mixing it up, that he would be changing his build, but no. Every game so far in this series, 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. Let's go. As I mentioned before, does mean late link speed, but it means we rely on queens early on. Meanwhile, ByuN, it looks like he's going for a 2-Rax Reaper build. It's looking like 2-Rax Reaper. Let's go. As we get the next extractor trick. Again, spawning pool should be up next for Reynor. Now, we'll see if ByuN can get damage done here. I do kind of favor 2 and even 3-Rax Reaper against Reynor, or against 15-15 specifically, just because there's late ling speed, late lings in general. We're relying only on queens. You can contain your opponent on 2 bases for a very long time. It feels anyway, but we'll see what ByuN goes for as interesting. Where are we going? Wait, hold up. So ByuN, he's going for a single Rax. He's not going factory. Proxy factory. Let's go. One base all in. Show us the proxy factory. Show it. Show it, Papi. Do it. Do it again. Proxy factory. Gib. There it is. Let's go. It's going to be 2 factory mass cyclone. It's going to be a 1 base all in out of ByuN. Let's go. Vamonos, Papi. Vamonos. Okay, this is a new build, a quote-unquote new build. It's a build that has risen in popularity in the new patch, ever since we did see it a couple of months ago. A couple of months ago, we saw Reynor do it. We saw Oliveira do it. We've seen some variations of this as well. It's 1 factory proxied. It's 1 factory back at home. Mass cyclone. Fun fact, if you were here earlier today, ByuN did this against Solar. He did this against Solar in the grand finals of ESL Open Cup Asia. It didn't work. Solar shut this down. Solar did beat ByuN when ByuN tried this against Solar like 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago in ESL Asia. We'll see if it works against Reynor. We'll see if it does work here. Now, if you remember, it didn't work against Solar specifically because Solar caught reinforcements. He ended up catching 2 of the Cyclones on the right-hand side, and because it's a 1 base all-in, it's very crisp. You cannot afford to lose Cyclones, and because Solar picked off 2 Cyclones early on, it just ended the game. It just straight up ended the game, and ByuN tapped out. So ByuN has to be very careful with his rally. He has to be very careful with how he maneuvers these Cyclones. Here we go. Is that outside of vision of the watchtower? I believe it is. I believe it is barely outside of vision. Raider's checking. No shot. He's scouting. He's checking with his lings, and it looks like he will come across the proxy racks, the proxy factory even. He's fully aware of what's going on. You can see ByuN shake his head on cameras. This is not a good start. This is not a good sign for ByuN because Reynor knows exactly what's going on. And what do we need? We need lings. Now, the downside. Remember the opener. Reynor went 15-15, which means late ling speed. Without ling speed, Reynor's in a bit of trouble. Like, sure, Reynor scouted, that's true, but you can see link speed isn't even halfway done, and without speedlings, this is going to be a tough hold. A tough hold here for Reynor. His build working against him. He has a lot of queens, but he has slow lings. That's a lot of queens, though. That's 4 queens. Lings are amassing. ByuN looking very careful here. He just doesn't want to throw his army away, doesn't want to dive too far onto creep. Ooh, he's going for the 3rd. Not the best pickoff. This doesn't matter. Like, Reynor, he can afford to lose a hatchery. He just has to hold on to his natural. That's all he needs. Hold on to the natural base. Hatchery is going to be going down. And again, Reynor, he can afford to lose the space. That's fine. ByuN rotates around. Lings are amassing. Oh my god, Ling speed about to kick in. Ling speed finishes up just in time. We shut down 2, 3, 4 Hellions. We just surround this army. Oh, a bit of a misrally there from Reynor. Bit of miscontrol, but he will clean this up. He shuts down these Cyclones. Not the cleanest cleanup, but only 3 Cyclones survive. ByuN, can he keep this going? I mean, he's still all in. Like this, there's no turning back. Like, ByuN, he has to commit. There's no transition. There's no way out of this. It does catch some lings. We force a cancel. Lings go down. We do have a spine crawler at the natural base. ByuN gaining ground. Gets a couple of tumors, containing his opponent to 2 bases. ByuN still has a pretty terrifying amount of Cyclones. And again, like Reynor did miscontrol earlier. You could see him shake his head when he did overshoot the Cyclones. This could have been much cleaner. We catch some of the queens. No shot. Can ByuN still pull this off? He got scouted. He got caught. But it doesn't matter. The spine crawler goes down. You can see Reynor, he's trying to catch reinforcements with his lings, but he is unable to. Doesn't find anything. Runs into the Cyclones, goes to the surround. He dives on in, goes for a mass surround here on the Cyclones. A good kiting out of ByuN, but he will still lose everything. Again, lings there, the counter to Cyclones. They trade so well against them. ByuN, he lost his army for the 2nd time. ByuN is down to a handful of Cyclones. 3 so far. And there's no way this still works, right? Like, we have more than enough, and there we go. Once in, we catch the army. The KDA charge working against ByuN. He gets cleaned up, and it looks like Reynor has done it. He cleans up the army, shuts down the proxy. And there's almost nothing left here for ByuN. Yeah, we catch the Cyclones in the center of the map. We will shut this down. It was a cheeky move out of ByuN, but again, very important that Reynor was able to find this, was able to scout this. GG gets called, and Reynor will take the series 2-1. Will take down ByuN. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Reynor. My condolences to ByuN. Again, unfortunate that he got scouted, but that's the risk you take when you go for a cheese, when you go for a proxy like that. You know, you risk it all, you put it all on the line, all on the table. And Reynor was able to shut it down. GG, congratulations. And with that, Reynor, he does get a better position here in Masters Coliseum. For those that are curious, this is the Swiss format. Both ByuN and Reynor lost yesterday, and Reynor is able to bounce back with a win, and this is going to be tomorrow's matches. Tomorrow's matches, Maru versus Cyril. Let's go. Maru versus Cyril, MaxPax versus Shin, Bunny versus Firefly, and Trigger versus Solar. 4 more best of 3s tomorrow. Now, tomorrow is going to be a little bit complicated because tomorrow we are also casting the Club NV Showdown, the Club NV X Ducklings Showdown. So we're going to be casting Masters Coliseum, and then we'll switch over to the Showdown, then we'll switch over to Masters Coliseum after that. So it's going to be a little bit chaotic, but a lot of casting tomorrow, a lot of StarCraft to come, as always here on the CranKy Ducklings. Plenty of content, plenty of casting every single day, multiple times a day. Today, we had 2 broadcasts. We just wrapped up with ESL Asia, and we just wrapped up with Masters Coliseum. Tomorrow, Duckling Showdown, and more Masters Coliseum action as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you guys had a great time here tonight. Again, we are still in the group stage of Masters Coliseum, and as you saw, tomorrow's matches are some big ones. Again, Mar versus Cyril, MaxPax versus Shin, Bunny versus Firefly, and Trigger versus Solar. Be there. Be there in just under 24 hours for some more StarCraft. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. A big shout out to Kuro. Kuro is handling the production today. She was handling things behind the scenes just because we had a lot of casting to do and then quite a back and forth. It's okay. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Outside of that, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings, !, socials in the chat. I got to cast EPT. All right, I forgot about that. God damn it. I forgot about EPTNA. I'm probably going to cast that as well. Yeah, you're not wrong. So I'm gonna try to sleep for like 7 hours. I'm gonna sleep for a little bit, sleep for 7 hours, and then bam, we'll be back with EPT America. I legit forgot. I was like, I can sleep all day. I can, wake up for some Masters calls. No. You gotta cast. So yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for EPTNA, for the Club NV X Ducklings Showdown, and for Masters Coliseum. So 3 broadcasts tomorrow. Be there for it. 3 casts. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hasta luego.